Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rav, and today I want to talk about something that's amazing, and that is teenagers trying to learn about finances to create a great life for themselves. Now, I know you're probably going to be trying to make a lot of money in your life. You want to be making millions. That is fantastic. Seeing teenagers who want to gain money is awesome. However, there is one important thing. You need to become financially literate. Back in the day, financially literate, you were not going to get as a teenager just because none of that information was out there. But with nowadays information, the accessibility towards knowledge in finances is fantastic. And today I'm going to share one of those principles with you here today. So guys, tune in. Let's get around it. And I'm going to show you how to go from being a teenager to making sure you can secure yourself $1 million. So I'm going to go a little bit with what I'm going to talk about today, and that is going to be ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds, and all they are is a group of companies put together so that it minimizes your risk. If you have one company, you have high risk because if that company goes to zero, 100% of your portfolio is gone. But if you have 10 companies and one of them goes to zero, but the others are still doing good, only 10% of your portfolio was hit. So diversifying is a very good concept, and it's a very amazing concept you should learn very early on. And now I'm going to tell you the sad truth about ETFs. You're going to get rich very slowly, but there's great news with that. Because you're going to get rich slowly, you're able to invest very little. So stuff that you're able to do today, you can invest and you can grow this money. Now, another good part you have to understand is as a teenager, you're not going to have access to credit. You're not going to have access to abilities to be able to grow your wealth exponentially by buying properties or by even creating a business. There are some circumstances which you're able to do so, but here is the beautiful part. You can do this while you don't have to do any of that stuff. A lot of the people who are very financially savvy later in life had some sort of run-in with finances early. Excuse me. And this can be your run-in. If you learn how to do finances correct early on, it shapes you to be the great entrepreneur that you are going to be. So, guys, take that lesson and let's get into what Action ETF can do for you. Now, guys, let's go over on how your ETF will compound. So if you get a good diversified ETF like a SPY or a VOO, something that tracks the S&P 500 stock, this is what's going to happen. If you are 15 years old, all right, and you invest $50 a month, every single month at 11% interest in these companies, do you know what happens? In 50 years, you're going to be at $1.2 million. Now, stop. I know I said 50 years. That is so long. You don't even want to think about you being that old. I understand. However, here is what you have to understand. Because you started early, the compounding already started working. So let's say you're 20, and at this moment in time, you should have roughly around $3,000. All right, so let's say you have $3,000, and now you got your first full-time job. So what are you going to do? You're going to start investing more and more. And so let's just say you're able to produce $200 a month that you're able to invest, which you'll be able to because you were already saving $25 a month. And now with an initial investment of $3,000 and with $200 added on in 45 years, you're at $3.4 million. Do you see what I'm saying? It's still the same time horizon versus 5 years less now. So you're at 45 years versus 50 years. However, you're at $3.4 million. Now you may be wondering, whoa, that is pretty fantastic. And you're right. Because you were able to do this in a very fantastic way, you put yourself in a position of success. Now, let's say you do even better. So now let's say you're at $15,000, all right, and you're at 40 years now, and you're going to contribute $400 because you got an even better paying job. So now you're 25, 5 years less, guess what you're at? $4.4 million over 40 years. So you see, the growth of compounding can keep growing as long as you're ready to reinvest, and invest some more. As your income grows, you should be investing more. Now, these are very important techniques, and these are very great techniques for foundations for building good businesses in the future. So eventually you'll get to the position where you're like, hey, I have a very good idea. I'm going to invest in this. Guess what? You might already have $15,000 saved up now just because you compounded the S&P 500. Now, I would preferably tell you this your plan to be. Keep it to the side because you'll be a millionaire no matter what. However, you can borrow from this. You can use it. And this is money that you have and that you own. So guys, that is the important part about ETFs, all right? And another thing you have to understand, when you do ETFs, there's no guesswork into it. You buy the same thing every single month and you do nothing else. So there's not a position for you to be scammed in or try to look for a quick and easy fix. But I promise you, you may think crypto is the way, you may think this is the way, but there is a very important idea in finance. And this idea is this. It is, if you find a way to make money really quickly one time, you're going to lose that money. Just like lottery winners. The reason why you're going to lose that money is you're not used to having habits of good success. If you've been investing $25 a month every single month, and then 50, and then 100, and gradually growing with your income, if you get $1,000,000, you will have already a position where you already know where to invest your money. You already know all the guesswork, so you can already take a big chunk of that and invest it and secure your future. But a lot of people don't. And so when people get a big chunk of money at one time, they just spend. But if you build the habits where you're already contributing every month automatically, you don't even need to think about it. When you get any extra positions of wealth, you're able to invest right away. So this helps you with your career, your business, your family life, everything, because you're able to position yourself properly, thinking many steps ahead. So the only reason you should ever worry about making money is if you're thinking about being alive in 20 years. So if you're not planning on being alive in 20 years, then go ahead and blow it. But guess what? If you get to 20 years and now you don't have anything because you thought you were going to live this long, you're going to really regret it. So guys, be smart, be savvy, and understand, guys, that this is the keys of success, and building the right habits will change your life. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I hope to see all these teenagers in the comments and subscribing for future growth and future knowledge on business and finances. Bye-bye, guys.